Welcome everyone, it's Commander 2018 speculation time. The colours and themes of the upcoming Commander 2018 decks have been announced, providing just enough information to continue speculation. For those of you who missed the podcast, the colour and theme combinations with the Commander 2018 decks are Izzet artifacts, Bant enchantments, Jund lands, and Esper top card matters. While the design team has stressed that the colour balance no longer defines the colour combinations included in Commander products, it's interesting that in Commander 2018 each colour has equal representation of 2 decks each, except for blue. Blue is represented in 3 decks, possibly due to the benefits blue provides in deck flexibility and deck synergy, or as a side effect of the underlying mechanics featured in each deck. In addition to revealing the colours and themes of these decks, some of the new artwork was also presented. The first is a distinctly red and black knight, sporting a lion helm and crest in front of a burning city. A Rakdos coloured knight isn't unprecedented, but the lion crest screams for the inclusion of white. However, without a Maru coloured deck, this knight is most likely Rakdos coloured, or could be stretched to be Jund coloured from the animalistic themed armour. In either case, this knight is definitely in the Jund lands deck. We can also assume that the black red green spider art is from the Jund deck. Perhaps this could be a new spider tribal commander to replace Ishkanar Graph Widow, and might be suggestive of a sub-theme within the deck. Next is a slightly tricky one to place. On the face of it, pun intended, this appears to represent an enchantress forging enchantment masks that could represent any number of mechanics. On the other hand, this kind of shapeshift-esque theme could be represented by a wizard in a top card manipulation deck. My instinct is to place this as a Bant commander, but it could be Esper. Then there is what appears to be new artwork for Ithara, God of the Polis. If this is Ithara, it would be interesting to see if this new artwork is for a reprint, or a new card in either Azorius colours or Bant colours, as the artwork would suggest. Next is another slightly difficult to place piece of art. This looks to be a distinctly Golgari shamanistic child, which may have enough hints of red for Jund. However, she could just as easily be a necromantic Orzhov with enough hints of blue for Esper. Last we have a fairly obvious Innistrad zombie, presumably mono black, and some people have suggested this could be new art for Gravecrawler, or this could instead be anything ranging from Orzhov, Dimmer and Esper. If my speculation regarding these new pieces of art are correct, then we are yet to see any artwork from the Izzet Artifacts deck. Now let's speculate on commanders for these decks. The set has a description that states, call on powerful Planeswalkers and deploy their signature strategies. We can assume from this that the face commander of each deck will be a Planeswalker, with 2 legendary creatures as alternatives. For Izzet Artifacts, we already have an appropriately coloured and themed Planeswalker in Saheeli Rai. Saheeli Rai was an average Planeswalker that lacked the ability to protect herself, but I think that she is a sufficiently interesting character deserving of a more well-rounded Planeswalker card. This seems like a logical, safe option for the design team, but I actually hope that this isn't Saheeli. The whole call on powerful Planeswalkers spiel could be a marketing gimmick to upsell modern storyline Planeswalkers, but I'm not really buying that for Saheeli. We could see a completely new Planeswalker, such as Beltrice, Tezzeret's lieutenant and a fire elemental specialised pyromancer, who learned some of the art of artifice from Tezzeret. We could also see a new version of Slowbad. Though a distinctly mono red character, he could be shoehorned into Izzet colours with some creative storytelling. I would love to include Mishra in this list as well, but his status as a Planeswalker was stripped in the revisionist continuity, and it's difficult to explain away the lack of black. What about alternative commanders? Well, the reprint commander could be Joyra, Weatherlight Captain. As a strictly better Verdalcan Archmage, Joyra would be a fine reprint in an artifact-themed Izzet deck, though a very recent reprint from her printing in Dominaria. We could also see a reprint of monocoloured artifact commanders such as Arkham Dagson, Felden of the Third Path, Kirkesh, Anarchy Ancient, Museo, Visionary Architect, Padim, Consul of Innovation, Pia and Kira Nalar, or Pia Nalar. It will be interesting to see what combination of reprint commanders would be present in this deck. For the new alternative commanders, key Izzet coloured artifact themed characters without a card include Master Engineer Crixizix, a goblin engineer with shin rockets, and Gatha, an alchemist that worked on Urza's Bloodlines project. However, if we go from previous commander releases, we could see established characters like these passed over for a completely new character. Next we have Bant enchantments. Bant is one of the most powerful colour combinations in Commander, with the most common Bant commanders being Derevi, Rune and Rafik. It's actually surprising that a Bant coloured Enchantress commander hasn't been printed before, as it seems so obvious in retrospect. Our current resident Bant Planeswalker is Tamiyo, though she's not the best fit for this deck theme. Tamiyo is a scholar, explorer and storyteller, not exactly an enchantress. Again, we could see an old Planeswalker dug up from the past, such as Daria, a Planeswalker from Elgrotha that was Tace's apprentice. Or we could see the Soulbomb smuggler, Bo Lavar, formerly Captain Crucius. Or even a Bant coloured version of Serra, presumably during her time with Feras on Algrotha. There is no precedent for an enchantment-themed Bant commander, so depending on the sub-theme of this deck, we could see almost any Bant commander reprinted. If by some miracle we do see a Serra Planeswalker leading this deck, Jinara would be a fitting reprint. But we could just as easily see Rafik in an Exalted sub-theme, or Rabinia Soulslinger as an all-around alternative. Enchantment-themed commanders within the Bant colour combinations include Hana, Ship's Navigator, Heliod, God of the Sun, Bruna, Light of Alabaster, Denethor Compassion, Paragon, and Shram, Senior Edificer. Amongst these, I think that Hana is a likely choice. Suitable characters for the alternative commanders include Lesha of the Azure, a Priestess of Jest turned Privateer and Captain of the Sunspray, Aran, Elspeth Squire, or Asher prior to her sacrifice to banish Malfagor. If there is an Angel sub-theme within this Bant deck, with Serra, Asher and Jinara, oh boy would it be popular. Dreams are free, I suppose. Next, Jund lands. There is no Jund Planeswalker to draw inspiration from for this deck, so we can assume that the Planeswalker for this deck will be fairly new. Ramaz, nobody's favourite shamanistic Planeswalker from Jewels of the Planeswalker, could fit this role, though he doesn't really come across as a character worthy of selling the deck. From recent speculation regarding a certain piece of art, we could finally see a printed version of Lord Windgrace at the helm of this deck, drawing green and black from his Pantherfolk heritage on Urborg, and red reminiscent of his appearance in Planeswalker's Fury. It's not insurmountable that Windgrace could be Jund. Considering his death came about from closing a rift that threatened the stability of an entire plane, I could see him fitting in with the land theme. In terms of reprints, the Gitrog monster is probably a given, as is Titania and or Omnath Locus of Rage. There are many land-themed commanders within this colour combination, including Azusa, Lost But Seeking, Borborygmos Enraged, Mina and Dean Wildborn, Obnixilis the Fallen, and Multani, Yavimai's Avatar. Characters for the alternative commanders could include a new version of Rakamar, fitting in with the potential elemental sub-theme of the deck along with Omnath and Titania. As mentioned, we could also see a new character from the revealed Spider artwork, or maybe from the Knight. Finally, Esper top card matters. We can assume this involves top card manipulation through Scry, Tutor, or effects such as Senso's Divining Top and Scroll Rack. This facilitates mechanics such as Miracles, Polymorph, and cards like Narset Enlightened Master. No Esper Planeswalker has ever been printed, but there are several that could make the jump to Esper, such as Kaya, Ashiok, and Devon Barn. Perhaps we could even see a resurrected version of Venser. Within this colour combination, we could also see the printing of famous Planeswalkers, such as Urza, Tevesh Szat, or even Vranos, the elite Inquisitor tasked by Avacyn to hunt down the Cursed Garruk. Any of these characters would be amazing to see in printed form. For reprint commanders, perhaps we could see a card that plays off themes within the deck, such as Mariki Reberit, who could synergise with a polymorph strategy, Lady Evangela for a Pillow Fort sub-theme, or Sen Triplets for an all-around commander alternative. Additional thematic options within this colour combination include Unesh, Cryosphinx Sovereign, and Jalira, Master Polymorphist. Characters for alternative commanders include Takashia, the archaeologist that Urza and Mishra apprenticed under his youths, and Glacian, an unascended potential planeswalker in Thran Artificer. In my opinion, bring on Ghost Venser. We don't have to wait long until spoiler season begins for this commander product, but in the meantime it's pretty fun to speculate on what we will see. Do you think we'll finally see a playable Urza Planeswalker? How about Lord Windgrace? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.